Okay everyone, welcome back to another round of RPM Esports. This time it's round 7 and we're back at the Silverstone circuit for the British Grand Prix. The first division I covered for the first time last week and it didn't go to plan, so fingers crossed this week we stay online, one stream. That would be nice. So we've got a couple of cars making their way out onto track. The Alfa Romeo's out there, the Ferrari is out there. So let's ride on board with them for the time being and get all this set up as usual. Okay. So we've got Mikel heading round, first car on track, huge gap to anybody else. He's got a good chance to get his one lap in and then head off on the first flyer. We've got Deck also heading down the Wellington Straight now, followed behind the Ferrari of Reuse. And his other Alfa Romeo teammate. Booty also heading around Luffield now into Woodcut on his preparation lap. All of them, no spills. Yes, there's always at least one spill coming out on cold tyres. So nice slow preparation by Mikel now, heading down the back straight. And we'll ride on board for his first lap. See what he can post. Final warm-ups going on, and now we'll ride on board. We'll take a nice wide entrance, carry as much speed as he can from the final chicane. All the way down the Hamilton Straight into turn 1, flat out, right-hander, cut as much curb as he can, and swing it over back to the left-hand side, just before the 50-metre board. Difficult traction zone, you want to get it back over to the right-hand side, and throw it in, carrying as much speed as you can. Again, another difficult traction zone, these are quite common. Another one at the end of this straight going to Luffield. Always one that catches people out. It doesn't look like he's enabled his hot lap. He's still got 100% ERS, so he will definitely improve on his upcoming laps. Let's see what Deck can do. Heading through Luffield. Again, difficult traction zone, good short shift in 5th gear, taking no chances. Best to just get a good banker lap in before anything else. Now the run down towards Copse Corner as he goes in through it now, and out the other side with a small lift and a downshift. Maggots Beckett's 4 corners pretty much into one section. If you mess up on any of the 4, then you compromise and you slow through the rest of them. That's the fastest sector 2. And that's just been taken by Booty, the fastest sector 2. Fastest sector 1 is Jones, so we've got some fast laps coming in. Let's see what gets posted. See what times we've got. What's he going to come across the line? It's a 1:28.3. Good lap. Very good lap. But it looks as though Verax is going to come across the line. Is he on a lap? Yes, he is. He sets some fastest sectors. Let's keep our eyes. There, Deck 3/10 clear of Booty in P2 on these first flying laps. But Vico, just like last week, comes along and takes it away. Another 3/10 gap. 2.5 there to Deck now in P2. And it looks as though... no, he hasn't lost it. Stubby's taking the fastest sector 2. Where's he on track? And Frax heads around the final corner. Where's he going to put it? Only in P6, 1:29.6. One flies. Let's just quickly jump on board with the Aston Martin of Zabajaka as he looks to come across the line into the final set. While the wheels still turned. Good lap overall, 1:29 7.5, so can on the left. Some like to keep it tight, others like to let it drift out wide. That was sort of in the middle there by Maverick as he gets his foot on the floor all the way down through Woodcut, down towards Cops again. No driver's been caught out yet. I haven't noticed the yellow flag, so well done to everyone on the first runs. We've got a McLaren of Westy out on his first lap. Keep our eyes on Maverick. See how he gets on. Fastest sector so far then, Booty has fastest sector 1 of a 27.7, and the sectors 2 and 3 both with Vico 36.2 and a 24 flat. Maverick's about to cross the line then. Let's take a look. Where's he going to put himself? His first flying lap, his first time lap is just outside the top 10 at 130.2. I'm sure he'll look to improve on that as he gets out of the way of no one behind him. That was maybe a mistake, but he's got out of the way. Nonetheless, let's fire it on board again with Westy as he now heads down through the back end of Beckett's and out onto the hangar straight. No fastest sectors being posted here by Westy, so it won't be enough for pole position unless he gets some absolute gigantic time out of this final sector, but he's ran wide a little bit there. Will it be enough for the top 8, top 6, or maybe just the top 10? He nearly loses the back end, and it's not even enough for the top 10. It's a 130.2 again, just a few hundredths in front of Maverick. Not too many cars out on track at the minute then. We've got an Alpha Tauri, what is probably Matty, just crossed the line for his first lap, and Annoyed Gamer coming down for his first lap as well. Sinful yet to run, and Smithy and Puggy have retired from the session without a lap. That may be I'm not sure, that may be penalty points, or I'm not entirely sure what else it would be. A connection issue, probably, knowing this game. Nevertheless, the Mercedes Annoyed Gamer heads out and starts his lap. More cars making their way out onto track. We've got a big bulk of 6 or 7 cars there, just towards the end of the Whiten Straight. And that is Annoyed Gamer taking the fastest sector 1, so I'll stick with him. Complete his lap. It could be on for pole position. He's beaten Vico's time. Maybe he hasn't beaten Vico's time. The telemetry tells me he has, but the numbers don't add up. Anyway, we'll ride on board nonetheless as he heads past the McLaren, getting nicely out the way of the left of Baggett's, and now Beckett's. Just keeps it together. A little bit of a snap there. Nothing major though. Needs to avoid the grass on the left hand side. As he heads now around the final corner, where's he going to post him? And it's at the bottom. Yeah, the fastest sector 1 was actually his fastest sector 1. I misread that, didn't I? So nowhere near the pole position time, but again, still plenty of running to be done. As all these cars now set off on flyers. I think this is Jonesy heading round through the village section. Yes, it is. Let's ride on board with him, see if he can put himself further into the top 10. He's a good half a second off only 2 positions, so if he's going to improve a lot, it'll have to be a pretty almighty lap. He may have made a mistake in the first, and he'll gain that time back quickly. There's a Mercedes facing the wrong way. At least he's out of the way, that's all that matters. No one's been caught out by Cop's corner yet. Let's see how he tackles it. Keeps it in 8th gear, drops mid corner. That seems okay. It's close to an invalidation, but I think he's kept it on the track. A lot of curb there on the left. Good take on the right. Good take left again. That's a good section if he gets his foot to the floor, keeps it together. Good exit as well. That's great to take it like that. There's an Alpine stopped at the end. I think he's just moving out the way of the oncoming Ferrari. He's got himself going again. Westy comes across the line and improves all the way up to the second row of the grid. Only 4 tenths, let's say 4 tenths off pole position, so an excellent improvement there from his first lap. And that puts him in a great position to start the race. He'll get around for one more run, I'm sure. Got an Alfa Romeo heading down now. Let's catch this time. Booty currently 6 tenths off pole position. Let's see if he can put himself up onto the second row. He just needs a minor improvement, and if he's got a major improvement in his back pocket, then it could send him up, and it does, onto the front row of the grid, only a tenth behind pole position. That'll bode him well in his final lap. A lot of confidence off that run. Deck, was that Deck or was that, no, it was Stubby. He's just improved to go P4. All the good runs coming in now. The McLaren goes up, and that's Jones crossing the line. No, it's not. That must be Westy on his another flyer. No. He has a lot of VRS. Track map's invalid by the looks of it. I'm not entirely sure. We've got anybody else flying? Yes, we've got. He's pitting. Got a couple of... Oh, a little spin there. Oh, and he re-lit up the throttle, Stubby, a bit too prematurely there. The car hadn't quite settled, and he gave it a little blip of throttle. And he's lost that in the difficult traction zone of Luffield. You can't really blame him for that one. It happens to everyone. So that's his lap ruined for the time being. We've got Deck on a lap. Vico is yet to come back out for a second run. This is the front runner Westy of the current runners. Yet to break into the 129s. Oh, he's gone very wide there. He's had to slow, compromise his exit, and he's decided to take it into the pits. He obviously lost a boatload of time there. And now there is someone else just driven past him there, or did he follow him at the pits? He followed him into the pit lane. Same potentially for the Mercedes. Yes, he's also coming in. And Deck, who is also coming in, I believe. Yes, okay. So everyone back in then, preparing for their final flying lap of the session. There's a Haas out on track on his outlap, so let's just ride on board with Maverick for the time being, while everyone else gets the tyres sorted and gets themselves back out for their final chance at improving their position on the grid ahead of the race following this session. I've only just got the stream up, so welcome to all of you in chat, the 8 of you. Evening to you too, Colin. Puggy's in the shed, nice. Good to know. So I'll leave that so I can check your guys' comments as we go. So as he heads around the final corner then, Maverick, can he improve? He needs 2 tenths to break into the 129s, 6.5 tenths to gain on the top 10. And a lot of time to do anything better than that. So maybe he made his mistake. Maybe he'll gain a big chunk of time. He's in a lot of traffic. I've just noticed the map. Everyone coming out for their final runs. He's going to get a nice slipstream if he can keep up with him. And there's a mistake. It's just, okay, it's just a Ferrari getting out of the way. And down at the telemetry there, I'm not sure if someone compromised him or if he just backed out from a mistake. It looked as though was it the Williams ahead, was well ahead, so I don't think it would have been him. But all the cars now preparing. We've got two Aston Martins that are heading out together. So let's see, these guys could help each other out. Smith could get a nice little tour of his teammate down all of the straights if they stick together well enough. Let's see. He's not quite close enough to get anything significant off that, so maybe it won't work, because obviously Zapajaka isn't going to compromise his own lap for the sake of his teammate, but if his teammate can stay with him, he might get something down Wellington. It'll be minor again. Oh, maybe not. He is a little bit closer. Let's see then. So session is over for those who haven't started their second flyers, although most people will have done. There's an Alpine stopped. Looks like he's had a little spin. So that's his qualifying over. He runs wide there. I'd be surprised if that was valid. Doesn't look like it is. So the Alpine has come in. Vico was unable to improve on his time from his first flying lap. So if that stands for pole position, then I mean, fair play. Where's Booty? Is he done? Okay, Booty's done as well. So there's not too many. Oh, big lock up there. The McLarens and the Aston Martins are the ones coming around now. Let's see if they can impose themselves on the top four. No, top six it is for Zabajaka as it stands. The other McLaren is coming around now. It's Westy. Where's he going to put himself? Just into the top 10. A minor improvement, but it's still a position gained. Oh, and Maverick's put his foot down too soon, and he's not even going to make the line, and he gets out the way of the AlphaTauri, who doesn't improve. No one improved there. We've got the Ferrari pair coming down now. Frax may have got a nice little toe off his teammate. Looks a little bit slow, maybe he thinks he's being compromised a little bit. Nevertheless, let's see. Where's Frax going to put it? Stays where he is, 1/10 slower than his fastest. And is it the other Alfa Romeo heading round? Yes, this is the last one then. Mikel needs a 4,000th improvement to take a position. Surely he's going to get it. No, he doesn't. He's 4/10 off his best. He'll be frustrated with that. 4,000ths of a second off another position on the grid. That's it for qualifying then. Let's take a look at the final order. So Vico, same as last week, gets pole position with a 1:28.080. So nearly a 1:28 flat. Good time overall. Less than a 10th separating the top two. And a second separates the top 9. Deck and last week's race winner Stubby starting in P4. He could make something up from the start for sure. And I believe a few unclassified drivers at the bottom. Yes, still Smithy and Big Puggy didn't get a chance. Yeah, Puggy said he's in the shed, so I guess that means he's been a naughty boy, getting his bans and that. And a disappointing run from Annoyed Gamer, 2/10 off the next player and over 2 seconds off the pace. Let's see what he can bring in the race. Just checking the results from last week. A couple of DNFs. Annoyed Gamer being one of them last week. Okay, so he'll be looking to at least try and get some points if possible. A good start, maybe. No, Booty also DNF last week, as well as Frax and Westy. So there's quite a few people on the grid tonight who will want to make a statement after last week. DNF last week, and it's very frustrating, all that effort, and then you just lose it on a corner that you've never lost it on before, and all of a sudden you've got no points, and you've got to wait another 7 days. But what can you do? I guess that's racing, isn't it? You get one chance, and if you mess it up, then, you know, jobs are good. So the race is underway, quicker than we always remember, quicker than we realise. We've got 5 lights, and they're underway. Let's get the position changes up before we start. It's a great start. I want that pit stop to go away, thank you. Booty's taking the lead into turn 1. They're all going to make it through. A Ferrari, loads of cars off track on the left-hand side there. There's a yellow flag. Booty takes the lead. Beck's gain. Vico down into P5. A terrible start. And there's a spinning McLaren. He's got damage, I think, maybe off his teammate there. He's clipped him on the way through. And that's a safety car. Might be a virtual, but I think it may be a full course. We'll wait until we see one of the boards on the left-hand side. So Booty took a position. Vico dropped a few all the way down to P5, but at the safety car he managed to keep himself in the top 3. There should be a board coming up soon. Smithy's out. Not sure if that's a retirement or maybe he was the guy that caused the flag. I completely missed the incident. The McLaren is still in the race, so it wasn't him. It's a full course. Is that a full course safety car? It's not ideal that it doesn't tell you, like, you know, just on the screen. That would be nice, wouldn't it? There's not many boards around Silverstone, is there? Safety car isn't out on track. It's not on the minimap. Maybe it's just a VSC. So we might be able to get underway sooner rather than later. Maybe it was a premature... Oh, it's green flag. Yes, VSC. There we go. So everyone has adhered to the Delta. No one's picked up drive-thrus, which is good. We've got an issue there for the Aston Martin, who's spun. He's now at the back of the grid alongside Big Puggy in the AlphaTauri. Beat across the line first, and who's that? Maverick. The Haas has had a spin. Is that a collision with someone else? No. May just be Maverick having a spin. And the McLaren has also come into the pits. A few more into the pits. Mikael also in. Let's ride on board again with the pack and see what's going on. Anyone in for any overtakes? Doesn't seem like it. So a frantic start there with a quick virtual safety car. Back up to the restart. Biggest gainer is Annoyed Gamer. There we go. He's gone from nigh on. In fact, yeah, well, not back of the grid, but back of the qualifying grid, let's say. And he finds himself well inside the points and in the top 10 as well, up 5 positions. Many gainers really. Frax, Westy, Smith also gaining 4 places. So good stuff there, and unfortunate for the McLaren and Aston Martin duo there of Jones and Zabajaka, who've had to pit early. We've got Frax closing in on Westy. Might look to make a move as he heads down the hangar straight. No, not going to be quite close enough. And we've got Deck sniffing around the gearbox of the leader, putting him under pressure on a difficult traction zone. You want to stay off that orange curve, and he nearly loses it, but he just releases the throttle slightly, keeps himself there, which is nice. We've got Annoyed Gamer who's dropped from P10. He's come into the pits. He must have damage as well. Unfortunate, he was riding high in P10, and now he finds himself what will probably be the back of the grid by the time he gets himself out of the pit lane. And we've got Stubby who's just taken the position off deck for P2. And Booty almost making up a second's worth of a gap. So DRS has enabled this lap as it stands. They won't have it. Zabajaka and Maverick are jostling for position as they head round through Luffield. I think he's going to get the move done. He has got it moved done. Nothing that Maverick can do to hold on there. Position gain for the Aston Martin. We've got a lovely pack at the front, all battling for the race lead. No one can afford to make a mistake as they head down the hangar straight for the first time, enabling DRS. Stubb is moving in on the leader. And there's a yellow flag in Sector 2. It's Annoyed Gamer who's just come out the pits on those cold soft tyres. Spinning in left field again. And Annoyed Gamer even. Sorry, I was on the wrong guy. But both of them must have been a collision then. As Stubbies, that's the fastest lap of the race, 1:31.8. So this race for first is very promising at the minute. We've got 5 cars in it. 5 cars all within 2 seconds of each other. One mistake and that will be very costly from these leading drivers. Is anybody going to be close enough to make a move? Doesn't look like it. Small gap starting to appear there. Another yellow flag in sector 1. It's Maverick. Off again, coming out of Village. On those hard tyres, I believe. Are they new hard tyres that he's pitted for? I'm not entirely sure. The time has just gone off, so bear with me. Let's take a look. Damage and pit stops. Yes, it was new tyres, and they've taken the lead. Stubby has taken the lead of the race. It was on the TV. I just caught it in the corner of my eye. DRS assisted him down into the Stowe corner. Had to get the name there. It came just in time. As he leads them across the line and sets another fastest lap, 2 tenths faster than his previous best, than the previous best as well. Another gamer's coming out into traffic. It's going to be blue flagged. And Westy picks up a time penalty as well as Big Puggy and Stubby as well. I didn't notice that one. 3 seconds there, so 5 laps and already 3 validations. Doesn't bode well. A lot of drivers have used, sorry, just the front 2 drivers have used a lot of their ERS. The 2 behind, not so much. So that pack for race lead has reduced from 5 to just 3. Still, 3 is better than none. And we have a nice midfield pack. And then the trailers who've pitted, who will look to come back into the race when the other guys on the medium tyres pit. If Vico can hold his position, it's good. He can go long on those hard tyres. Potentially wait for a safety car. And if he's got the pace on the hards to stay in the top 4, then he'll have more pace. Again, Maverick has made a mistake coming out of left field. He's kept the car going. And there, Booty takes the lead. If he doesn't, he's going to be fought back. His contact, that's very close. And I'm surprised none of them have gone off there. They dive into the corner, side by side. Stubby holds the lead. It's not over yet though. Booty's going to catch him. Is he going to deploy? They're both very low. They're both defending on barely anything already. 6 laps into the race. He's going to ease off there. Doesn't want to overcommit. Let's ride on board with Booty for the time being. Then we've got another yellow flag. It's the Mercedes of Annoyed Gamer. Is he just pitting? Has he crashed? Is he pitting to retire? He's trying to get into the pits. I'm not. Oh, I think he's trying to. Is he trying to retire? Oh well. No, he's just trying to get into the pits. But oh no, he's trying to retire. Okay, well we'll just let him do that on his own. The lead hasn't changed hands in the meantime, thankfully. Yeah, has he made it into the pits? No, he did DNF. Okay, that's fine. That was funny. Anyway, back to the racing. The Aston Martin of Smith sort of stuck in no man's land. No one to slipstream, no one to DRS from. And Frax, let's see what Frax's pace is like compared to his, but we may have a challenge for the lead of the race. Booty again made a diving move here last time. He's not going to be as close as he was this time round though. But again, both of them on equal ERS, which is more or less 0. Close battle here between the Ferrari and the McLaren of Westy. plenty of ERS. Wow, look at the difference there. 8% and 68%. So I think we will end up seeing a move for P6 down the Wellington Straight. I'll keep my eyes on the gaining Booty, who may well make a move. Oh, I've gone the wrong way. He is going to try and make a move. Is he going to switch back? He tried, wasn't successful. Is he going to go around the outside? No, Stubby's going to move out to defend. That was a good defence. Booty wouldn't have gone any further than that. And Reuse does get the move done. Good job. And he moves past the McLaren as they get to the bottom of the Wellington Straight down into Brooklands. This battle for the lead not over yet. We've got two cars almost side by side there. Vico and Westy as they head through Cops Corner. Not side by side though. Much closer this time then. Is Stubby going to defend? He has got nothing to defend with. And Booty has disabled it as well. He's going to move to the inside. He's given him the room. He's got it slowed down. Not quite as aggressive as the first move, but he's opened the door for Deck. Deck's used the DRS and he's going to take the inside line. He turns it on a minor contact. Should be no damage from that. But Deck takes P2. And he's right on the back of Stubby again. A little squirm there from Booty on the exit of the final corner. And again, this pack of three for the lead is heating up. Stubby's hanging on, but the DRS and lack of ERS won't help him, especially when you look at the battery that Deck has. I mean, that's the benefit of conservation. You don't want to give it all up at the start just to get some positions. Your raw pace will prove enough. But he's going to activate DRS. He's not activating ERS. He knows he'll gain him in time. Could be a move. Reuse, Vico very close together. The leaders head through Cops. No wheel to action, no wheel to wheel action through there yet. Hopefully we get at least one overtake through there. That would be really nice, really satisfying. Got the two Ferraris heading through. Closely followed by Vico the Alpine, who's got the pace even on those hard tyres. He's been, although he's lost a few positions, you can see he's a bit of a quicker driver than the midfield. Oh, and he gets his foot to the floor, makes contact with Reuse, and he's out. Oh, now I don't know how significant the contact was. Reuse did look to go a little bit wide, but I would imagine that would be a safety car. The leaders have passed the pit entry. And we've got a move. Vico, nonetheless, he's taken that. No, he hasn't around the outside. Can he stick it? Is he going to switch back? That's unfortunate. Oh, and he's dropped it himself. He's dropped it himself, and he's not going to scoop anyone up. Oh, God, that's always the worst. Oh, how didn't he see him? How didn't he see him? The Aston Martin's just driven straight into the Alpine and DNF'd the DNF'er. Reuse will see that as some sort of justification. That's going to be a full course safety car. The safety car is out. The Ferrari wasn't enough to bring it out, but that certainly was a stranded car in the middle on a corner. Sorry, just coming out of a corner. That was an interesting collision there, I must say. So Zabajaka has to make it round without a front wing. Surprised his suspension is still intact, but that's 4 DNFs from the race. He's passed the safety car as it will look to pick up Stubby. Well, that was certainly interesting. Let's take a look at the tyre degradation then. It's almost a perfectly timed safety car for these medium tyre runners, to be honest. Most of them are mid 40%. The Aston Martin of Smith is doing well. He's still got some tyres in the 20%, which is great tyre management. But as I say, I would imagine most leaders will take the opportunity to come in now and fit on the hardest compound of tyres. Here they come then. No one is going to stay out. Makes perfect sense. Very close there. Good entry. He's closed that 7/10 margin, and if they both have equal stops, he should only be 2 or 3 tenths behind him. Not that it matters because the safety car restart, but that was still a good little braking zone there. Risky, but why not if you can pull it off. So in they go then. Clean change out of the hard tyres. Alfa Romeo also, all the cars coming into the pit lane. Westy has stayed out on the hard tyres, which again, I was saying it could work out. Again, it'll only work if he has another safety car come his pit window. He's currently running 27% fronts and 23 and 21 left and right, so he's not too bad. But again, you know, come the end of the safety car, it'll have gone up maybe 7 or 8%, and you'll have to think about pitting probably within the next 6 or 7 laps after the safety car restart. I mean, I don't know my tyres too well, but that would be my guess. At least we made it 10 laps without a safety car. That's beneficial. Has anybody else stayed out? Let's take a look at the positions, see how we go going in here. Yeah, everyone else pitted apart from Westy. And yes, he takes the provisional lead of the race. It probably won't be once the pit stops have been levelled out. Stubby, net P1, then Deck, and Booty, who's dropped obviously from the start of the race from P2, so he'll be looking to remain on the podium. He had the pace in qualifying, he's had the pace in the opening 10 laps, and by the time the safety car goes in, we'll be nearing the halfway point. So all of these drivers then will be on hard tyres. Maverick, who already pitted onto the hards, has decided to come onto the mediums. Can he get them 16 laps? It'll be very, very close, that's for sure. I had 2 tyre punctures, 2 left punctures in the practice race. Granted, that was on softs, and granted, I did take them probably a little bit longer than they should have gone, but it wasn't that long. You know, I've gone longer, so chances are there'll be another safety car before the end of the race. You can slick on the soft tyres like everyone else will, but if not... Oh, and he's picked up a penalty. He's picked up a penalty under the safety car, which is not what you want to see. This is all about tyre conservation and just getting tyre temperature. You don't need to be setting fastest corner times and things like that, but he's drifted too far wide through Stowe Corner and picked up a 3-second time penalty. All of the leaders of the race also have a penalty. Are any of them pit lane penalties? No, they're all just track limit infringements. So they all cancel each other out. Smith puts himself in a good position if he's got the pace to stay with them. He's been there or thereabouts, not quite in the battle, but you know, he was the guy that was on his own and in his own little group, a few seconds off the leaders. So if you can stay within that margin and avoid picking up penalties, he might be in for a chance at the race win or a podium. I would like to be able to see tyre temperatures off these guys actually, because when you obviously get to the final sector of the in-lap, the game stops you from using your rear tyre, so you can't really generate much rear tyre temperature in the final phase of the in-lap. So they should be trying to do that now, and then down the hanger straight, focus on the fronts. So the grid's caught up now then, we'll see. Is it going to come in this lap, or is it going to make them do another one? I wouldn't be surprised if it made them do another one, but, you know, we'll see. In fact, Jonesy is only just catching up now. I'm not entirely sure how it's determined, but it might make them do one more. Oh, goody. Goody. It's in this lap. So we're about to get racing then. Westy leads in the McLaren on those 9-lap-old hard tyres. Again, the degradation is still, you know, mid-20s, 30% highest, so it's not that bad. I'm sure he'll be able to keep his position for a couple of laps, unless he gets caught at the restart. Has he sent them yet? Has he sent them? No, he's still warming. Let's see when he goes. Okay, he's away. The rest of the pack follow. Let's watch them cross the line as they get back underway. Lap 12 of 26. Not too much movement from the midfield pack. Everyone seems to be staying where they were. As Deck moves up the inside on the Mercedes. They're wheel to wheel as they head down Wellington Straight for the first time. Both defending with ERS. Who's going to stick it? That's close. That's contact. He's ran wide and he's conceded the position to the Alpine. Zabajak has made the move on Maverick again. Those two battling once more. And Deck has held the position. And we've got now looking to make a move on Frax as he gains drastically. Look at that on Cops. He's nearly in his gearbox. I wouldn't push too hard through Maggots and Backets. That's not where you want to be. And Zabajaka in another position. Gets past Matty in the AlphaTauri. Oh, and a little snap there. If you looked ahead by Deck, that's going to compromise his run. He's never going to gain the time back. But he's going to use ERS to try. He's going to be in a position to make a move here. He's going to dive down the inside into Still Corner. Doesn't quite put himself alongside. And Frax gives him enough room. He's enabled ERS again. Frax is going to shut the door, surely. No, he's left it wide open for him to dive. He's given him the room. Frax didn't put up much of a defence there. He could have come back across and closed the entry to the corner, but he's conceded the position. And Deck has moved up twice in one lap, as has Zabajaka, taking Maverick and Matty, and he's now closing in. Look at this, drastically closing on the Ferrari. He's going to make a move now into Village. Difficult braking zone, tighter than it should be. He's been given just about enough room by Frax, who under-defended at the end of the lap and maybe over-defended there. He's got much the better exit, takes the position, and has the ERS. Oh, and everyone has the ERS. Oh, no, they don't. He's just been taking a position. Matty takes his position as well, and he goes deep. Compromises entry. Mikel takes Puggy, but Puggy might look to fight back. Around the outside. No. It's a very tight midfield. The leaders have headed off. Something's happened to Stubby. He's dropped down 2 positions. I've missed that. He's still with them though. Westy retains the lead of the race for the time being, but Booty is right on him. They're both using ERS to try and defend, running out. He's not going to dive, he's going to hold it back. And if he gets a good exit here, he could send it into the final chicane. He thought about it, all the braking boards are gone. I think the 100 might have been there, which is good. And they've all made it through. DRS enabled then. So Westy, Booty, Smith and Stubby the top 4, with a big gap of nearly 4 seconds down to Deck. And Zabajaka have made big improvements. Frax has dropped all the way down to P11. That must have been a mistake. That can't be pace alone. He's on fresh hard tyres. He might have had a little snap, but he's dropped at least 4 or 5 positions in just the last couple of laps. Matty, the AlphaTauri, yes, Matty has got some floor and side pod damage, so he's going to have some issues all around the track, really, particularly in a straight line. Westy's been taken by Booty for the lead of the race. So those tyres are starting to go off. And it may get worse in a matter of corners for Westy. That's a track infringement, and that's a 3-second time penalty again for Stubby. I think that'll be 6 now. Yes, it is. Not ideal for last week's race winner. He's right up behind him. He's going to make a move into Stowe Corner. Braking deep, looking to keep it tight as he does. But Westy around the outside keeps the position, stays within the balance of track limits. 100-metre board is gone. You can use the curb, just after the curb starts, but again, not great to see, and it's very close again, having to compromise his own traction there. He's going to make a move into turn 1, flat corner, who's going to lift? And Westy can seize the position, lets him by. It's a difficult flat out corner, it's hard to judge when you're stuck on the outside, and now Smith's having a look up the inside. Now the outside is going to make it round, look for the switchback. Those tyres struggling a little bit now for Westy. He needs a safety car if he's going to benefit from staying out. He's got DRS to defend, but look at that, Smith's got nearly all of his ERS. Meanwhile, Westy's used it all. So he's going to lose that position at some point. It may be now. It is now. Position's gone. He's still on the inside. Is Smith going to hang it around the outside? They've given each other enough room, and Smith gets his foot to the floor and heads out ahead into the podium places. So, good effort by Westy to hold what he had. He got a couple of laps, at least. But now it's a question of when does he box. His tyres are now 44 and 33 at the rear. So, he can still go. Oh, and there's a spin there. It's Stubby. He's out. Well, he's not out of the race, but he's dropped out of the podium places. He's on the racing line. The McLaren and the... Jesus, that was close. Yeah, he's dropped. He's had a spin coming out of Beckett, and there's a move there ahead. Jones has taken Matty. Is Matty going to stick it around the outside? No, the position is done. And he's dropped it. Matty in the wall. That's front wing damage. His suspension has stayed together. I was convinced that was him done, but his suspension has stayed together just in front of the pit lane. So he can come straight in and get a new front wing. Drama all over the place. Westy now back up to the podium places after the mistake from Stubby. But Dak, with all that ERS to use, is probably in a prime position if he gets a good exit, which he does. Good exit in 5th gear. Low rev, short shift, double short shift almost. No need to deploy too much ERS. And those tyres really struggling. Doesn't chuck his nose in there. Westy could have turned it on him, but it's good racing so far. Around the outside again. Westy had this last lap. He held it, but I think he's got a better traction. Yes, he has. Dex. They're not. It's not clear. He is not clear. We're going to go side by side through Cops Corner by the looks of it. No, okay. Westy thought better of it. Fair play. Again, you don't want to risk a DNF for the sake of wearing tyres. So quite a lot of gaps appearing up and down the circuit. No one's really within a second of anybody else, apart from these guys toward the back of the grid. Frax in a position in the Ferrari to take the Alfa Romeo with the RS assistance. He's got enough ERS to defend with, but he's not going to use it, and Frax gets one of those positions back that he lost a few laps ago. And Westy has chosen to box then. Those hard tyres have had enough. I thought they might. Not ideal because he's going to come out last. But what can you do? It was a gamble, and 4 laps were raced. No more safety cars, no other chance for him to come in. So he straps on the medium tyres and he'll look to do a fast run toward the checkered flag. Only a couple of drivers on the medium tyre, so he will hopefully benefit from some extra pace. Oh. Let's see then who's close. Nobody really. The Alpine is the closest though as they head down Wellington on lap 17 of 26. We're nearing the end of the race. We've had 4 DNFs and a few more incidents to count. Lovely. Okay, so Dak back again, still with a decent amount of VRS to attack with down the straight, but Mikael will have the DRS on Frax ahead. Little touch of the grass there by the Alfa Romeo, that'll have compromised him slightly. He's going to move to the inside and he'll pick up the slipstream from the Ferrari. It looks like the move's done. The move is done. And Mikael can't fight back in the same breath. So Dak back up to P7, and that will put him just 4 places now off his quality time, off his quality position. So he'll look to at least regain that, try and be net zero come the end of the race. There's a yellow flag. And there's been a collision. I was looking down at the track map. I think he picked up the Ferrari there, Big Puggy. I think there was some contact. I'm going to check the damage once this battle is over. Dax is very close. There was no overtake for the lead of the race, so we haven't missed that. But Dak, again, with his extra DRS, the 50 metre board's gone. You don't want to see that. Well, you know, some of these drivers may have the line on, but if you drive without it, that's just a kind of hard breaking point without the 50 metre board. But what can you do? It happens. Again, an opportunity to send him through cops, but smart drivers think otherwise. I mean, again, it's not really worth the risk. Mikel could have a chance. Again, he's got 50% ERS, and the Frax is stuck on bare minimum. So I think he's going to lose another position. Huge gap to Jones then in P3, so the race really, unless there's another safety car, is going to be decided between Booty and Smith. And then Stubby and Jones really for the final podium place. Although I would love a safety car, soft tyre restart is just the best thing you can get really, isn't it? From a viewer perspective, not necessarily from a driver who may or may not have built up a gap. But it's not very good, but you know, for us it's all good. Still no moves at the front. Smith's been within DRS, but he hasn't got anything done. As we head down Wellington again. No moves in the midfield. Interestingly, Smith there with 3 or 4 times the ERS of the race lead. That could come in handy later in the race. What you don't want is to conserve all that ERS just for a safety car to come out, because then you're almost handing Booty sort of free ERS at that point. He enabled it for a brief moment on exit there as he looks to close, but again it's not going to be enough. And Mikel is slowly dropping further and further behind. He's going to be within DRS, but so is Frax. So if anything, it's going to be his position to take. Further down the field then, Puggy's got himself going again after the mistake in Village, which I only caught the tail end of, but at least it wasn't another DNF. It's good for him. Maverick, he's had a couple of spins, but he's kept it on the road. But he's unfortunately picked up at least six track limits warning. He could be on the cusp of another one. We'll soon find out. See if he picks anything else up. A lot of drivers picking up penalties there, to be fair, so the grid could be shaken up slightly come the checker flag. But Stubby will know he is within his cushion to deck. So right now, those penalties count for naught. If he overtakes Jones, then it will count for something. Frax is holding the gap nicely. And looking at the telemetry again, Mikel has suffered some front wing right damage, minor, 23%. So he'll be a little bit slower, and he's got that penalty, so he's net P8 at the minute. Looks like Smith could go for a move. He is. He's going to dive up the inside for the lead of the race. No, he lets him hang around the outside. And Booty gets his foot to the floor and defends the position. Braking now down into Vale and Club. And exiting onto the Hamilton straight. Good attempt there for the lead. Didn't want to overcommit. He's still got plenty of opportunities, and he knows that he's got the pace to stay with the race leader, so why would you do anything else? As Stubby proves himself again for the third or maybe even the fourth time this race, setting the fastest lap as an issue in Sector 1. Who is it? It's Stubby. No, just as he sets the fastest lap, and just as I was talking about that cushion that he had over the drivers behind, it's now suddenly decreased to only 2 seconds. And obviously Deck has a penalty as well. Oh, and there's a mistake there. Mikel is it with the damage. Oh no, he's come in to fix his front wing, which is good, and he's strapped on the softs. That's probably the best solution long term, especially if there's a safety car. Then that'll send him right to the front of the grid, even though he has that time penalty. Is that Matty taking Rick? No, it's Westy. Okay, never mind. 210 Savajaka is looking to make a move, and he gets past Sinful around the outside before the braking zone into Luffield. Sets the fastest Sector 1 in the meantime. Must have used a lot of ERS to get that done on the hard tyres. Oh, and he nearly drops it. He does drop it, and he gives the position back to Smithy as the head round woodcut. He drops the ball, just dips a toe in the gravel on the left hand side. But he's not giving the fight up yet. He's sticking by him. Smith's taking the lead of the race. Must have finally made that move count, going through Stowe corner. Be difficult for Booty to get that back with the 3-second time penalty, but he's staying within, well, obviously well within his DRS. A pack of 2 there at the front, the McLaren drifting in behind, and then a nice little pack crossing the line. But it's obviously starting to build up. Sinful is the closest driver. I doubt he's going to be making any moves anytime soon, but nevertheless, let's go and see. Nope, nothing happening into turn 1. Just let's stick with the race leaders then. Jones's tyres approaching 60%, some over 60%, and he is on the medium compound tyre, so he's, it would be a real risk of puncture to take those to the end. I think mine on Monday, I think mine punctured at around 72%, I think, so it's those left-hand corners, obviously Silverstone being left-hand dominant, big-time left-hand dominant. It's no surprise that you get some more degradation on those tyres. Let's keep an eye on that, whether he's going to box or maybe he'll end the race with a puncture. Booty closing in, but not enough. You know, he's sticking with the leader for the time being in the Alfa Romeo. And I'm not sure if Spritzy's in chat, but if he is, then he'll be very happy to see an Aston Martin leading the Grand Prix. I'm going to get the chat back up. I had it closed. Let's see what you guys are saying. Jones with some interesting tactics. I'm going to assume that's to do with the tyre deg. Yes. Yeah, and Bakker's obviously also very happy that the Aston leads the race without any time penalties. Let's see how Jones is doing. He's got no ERS. What's the understeer like? He's lighting up the throttle quite early there, considering his tyre degradation. I wouldn't be risking that. But each to their own. He's got nothing to lose. Well, okay, he's got everything to lose. He's got a podium to lose, but he's not going to get on the leaders, and he's not going to get caught by Stubby. So all he has to do is try and nurse those tyres. But like I say, every corner like this, every high-speed corner that he wears those tyres down, it's coming closer and closer to a puncture. Puggy might stand a chance at a move on the Ferrari. Again, no penalties between these two drivers, so this is just on-track battles only. He's going to be within DRS, he's got nothing to deploy, neither of them do. And now Smith takes the fastest lap on the race on those low fuel. We've got these two drivers close together, battling. Everyone's getting points if they cross the line for the checkered flag, so you want to make sure you don't DNF in an overzealous move. Those soft tyres though, working well, both of them on soft tyres. We've got Mikel very close here, looking to make a move to enter the top 10 over Westy. Jones's tyres are into the 70%. This is where I nearly got a puncture the other day. So if it's going to happen and Westy picks up a time penalty, adding to his woes 6 seconds, you might get him here. He's got a good exit on the soft tyres, soft V medium. Again, is Westy going to back out through the corner? I can't remember whether it was him or Jonesy that went through this earlier, but Mikel picks up the position on those soft tyres. There's the AlphaTauri Puggy again, closing in behind the Ferrari. I keep wanting to glance down at the telemetry. I'm really intrigued to see if Jones can finish this race. If he does, then fair play. He can't pit now, but it's like, would you pit and get points, or would you risk getting a puncture and careering off into a wall? Oh, and there's a mistake. Maverick again. Off at Woodcut. He was very... oh, never... if not more. So, if that front left does hang on, then amazing work to bring home a podium. Booty is not even within DRS range anymore, so without mistakes, it looks as though the win will be heading to Aston Martin as he heads down Stowe Corner to start his final lap of the Grand Prix. Again, battle for the final position of the finishers. Oh, and Puggy's picked up another penalty. It's his first rotation there from the AlphaTauri.